So, we have to understand, wait a minute, we need to redefine this thing. When people start talking about founding and fundamental and getting to the root, we need to understand what is the root. What is the root? When we start saying root, folks, we're talking radical. Radical. Radical and root, they're the same thing. How can it be? It's like this. It all came from a source that says, your direct experiences of me will transcend and transform you. And all cultures recognize this, church. All cultures recognize this direct experience. It will transform you. It's a mystery. Yes, gather me. It's mystery. It's not defined so well that we can publish it and say, here it is, the mystery right here. I got it solved. No, it's not like that. It's yours. It's in you. It's all in you. It's the substance you are made of. It's the mystery. The divine is in you. The direct experience of that divine keeps you on the plow. Put your hand on the plow and hold on. It keeps you working because of that direct experience. So I want to bring you to a place where we are saying it doesn't matter if I'm in Tulsa, Oklahoma, New York City, Vancouver, British Columbia, Nairobi, Kenya. It does not matter. My God's with me. And my God is telling me over and over again, experience me, Brother Gerald. Don't get so caught up that you're not looking out, looking in, reaching out, reaching up. Keep yourself moving, all right? Here we go. Direct experience. Direct experience that transforms lives. Now, direct experience transforming lives is a privilege that we often do not take because we are so busy as individuals, as groups, as church. We're so busy because that's the way we are told we're supposed to be. An idle devil's workshop, the idle hands. So we are taught, be busy, get going, move, come on. But oftentimes we forget why and what is it for. So direct experience brings us to that place where we are confronting the mystery, confronting the fact that we do not know. That's hard for us as Unitarian Universalists because that's our quest to seek the truth. And so trying to know is part of who we are. It's in our DNA. We want to know so badly. And so we push and open and push. But some things, church, you just accept it as a mystery. And you begin to relish that. Understanding I don't know all the answers, but I do know that there is an answer. Church, let me tell you something. Our direct experience that Ralph Waldo Emerson spoke about was aimed at an audience that descended from Calvinistic thinking. Jean Calvin, a Swiss theologian, who said it has to be this way in refuting the teachings of the Catholic Church and starting the Protestant Revolution. He said we got to hold to the script. We have to believe these things. And so his beliefs were cataloged in a series of books called Calvin's Institutes. So hear that, institutes, that's in institutions, that's in bricks and mortar, never to be amended. And so you descend from that. The Puritans and the Pilgrims came over here seeking a new land, following those tenets, and that's where Calvinistic teaching was informing and where Unitarian Universalists descended from. Yeah, that's the history. But as we have moved, Emerson is trying to say, when you were told those things, you were in the middle of some fighting going on. And so that person was trying to keep the battle lines close, trying to keep everybody huddled together. He says, but wait a minute, that's not a good definition of what divine and direct experience is, because you have to free yourself. Now, some of us who did not follow mainline teaching in the first place, who were marginalized in the first place, who were not included in those beautiful documents of declarations of independence and bills of rights. Those of us who were put on the margins and told to be happy with your plight did not accept all of that anyway. We said we're going to do it our way. And so you began to grow up with a feeling of it's okay not to be part of the in crowd. It's okay to be where you are because you got something they don't have. It's freedom. So I allude to the fact of my African American heritage as informing me well to not follow because everybody else is, and to be skeptical when everybody else is swallowing. But it's not about just that. It's not just about that. Unitarian Universalists have Emerson. I'm saying I have Emerson, but I also have who I am as an African American. But it's not just about that. Some of us have veneration of elders. The veneration of elders, you know, the Native American tradition and other traditions. Venerate the elders, lift them up. These are people who are wise. These are people who you respect, who you follow their teachings and follow their leads because they have lived and therefore they're passing the legacy on. I attended a workshop on aging, and the featured speaker, one of the keynote speakers, says, I hate that word still, S-T-I-L-L. He said, I hate that word because it's used in such a derogatory manner, such as, he's 76 and he's still, or she's 50 and she's still, as if, you know, when you turn these ages, you're not supposed to be doing that. So he said, I hate that word because aging is not about number. You know, so he's saying we got to move away from that. So we venerate the elders. We don't just downplay them and say, look at this. He's still moving around. Isn't that good? He's kind of old. He's kind of old, but he still got a little giddy up. You know, no, we need to venerate them and say, that person has lived. And that person is telling us a best way to live. So that will teach you to think about direct experience. Yes, that will give you that kind of leeway, that kind of opening. Yes, you are not like the norm. So you say, oh yeah, I venerate. Another way to show that you're looking at direct experience and searching for that feeling would be sacred space. You need a sacred space, church. Each individual needs to know that I have a place I can go physically, that I can go. It's sacred. It's my place. It's a place where I can commune. I can listen to the inner workings of my heart. I can open my ears to find a blessed place to be. That's what I need. Now, some of us are getting real cool about this, and we have a special place we call our man cave. You know, it might be a garage, part of the garage. It might be a room in your house. It might be outside. You know, put a tent up underneath your magnolia tree, you know. It might be whatever it is, but that's what some of us are doing. I don't care what you call it. It's sacred. We need a sacred space, and it's not just about men, it's about everyone. A place where you can go to develop your spiritual insight, spiritual discipline. Spiritual discipline, church, I'm talking about whatever that might be. That might be Tai Chi. That might be yoga. That might be prayer. That might be playing that piano. Amen. It might be a musical excursion where you can do that and know that I'm moving outside myself. I'm communing with something deeper and more universal than just my little experience on here on earth. That is what I'm talking about. Now others would say, hey, you got to bring some nature in on this. You have to bring nature in because that's where it all starts, doesn't it? Excuse my voice. You know, y'all know that you know, when you preach, you don't think about your voice. When you're talking and you're giving people all that you have, you're not thinking about you don't have much to give. because your voice is trailing here.